climate change. The only topic more divisive than pineapple on a pizza. But what is the truth? Is Antarctica, and indeed the world, under threat from man-made problems? And if so, why do people deny this? To answer the first question, several studies on the topic published in recent months make for grim reading. With a decline in the amount of Antarctic sea ice, the retreat of glaciers, increased acidification of the oceans, and rising global temperatures, all linked to our changing climate. These things are happening, and the majority of scientists and scientific bodies agree that mankind's actions are causing it. So why do people, mostly non-scientific people, deny climate change? What makes them so sure that all of these scientists and activists are wrong or in cahoots? And if they are lying, how does this affect the everyday man and woman? The most obvious answer is that climate change has been politicized. Some have aligned themselves with climate change deniers because the proposed solutions to climate change aren't great for industry. They will cost money. They will affect profits. And anyone who fails to notice this obvious link between the fossil fuel industry and conservative climate denial, well, you kind of plain suck at the conspiracy theorist sort of gig, don't you? But those who believe in climate change don't help themselves either, as they often cry wolf by overplaying the potential for devastating natural disasters. With the threat of these consequences rising, the more noticeable effects of climate change are far more subtle and a lot more devastating, such as displaced people, dwindling food supplies, and the extinction of species, with increased taxes then needed to pay for all of this. So which side do you take? Do you go with the folks who say climate change isn't happening and measures to fight it hurt taxpayers? Or do you support academia and empirical data? Science doesn't get things right 100% of the time, but the important part is that it never claims to, as it's always seeking newer, more accurate answers. Climate change has become an incredibly partisan issue, and not just in the United States. European nations are divided down the middle as well. But as a planet, the number of people who accept climate change and link it to man's activities is rising, and it is thought to stand at around 2/3 in favor today. People are finally beginning to resist fake news and question those who impart knowledge, be they scientists or senators, and this is undoubtedly a good thing. But as the world starts heating up, it will be interesting to note whose arguments will stand up to scrutiny, and who will go down in history as being on the wrong side of one of mankind's greatest ever threats.